Okay, welcome to another episode of Gotham Sound TV trade show replacement in the era of COVID-19. I am Nick Houston, and today I am joined by Scott from Reading Audio, who represents a massive amount of sound stuff here in the United States. How you doing, Scotty?
Fantastic.
Good.
All things considered.
Good. It is great to see your face.
Okay, great. Yeah. I got my sort of, non-haircut kind of thing going on, which is the biggest thing that's a problem right now.
It's not bad. Did you get one right before this happened?
No, it's really bad. I can imagine what it's going to look like in a month from now. It'll look like Elvis or something like that.
Oh, I can't wait. Do you have a sparkly suit that you can wear?
I wear jumpsuits to work.
Sweet. So I want to say two things. The first thing I want to say is I've forgotten about this for the last few days, but the last time that I had hoped to see you was in Texas, but you couldn't make it at the Lone Star Mixer. And I want to just give a shout out to particularly Tyler Faison down there, who back in March was like, hey man, NAB is going to be canceled. You should do this thing. So Tyler, we're doing the thing that we're doing now, and it was your idea. So thank you. And Scott missed out because it was the last time I've left the state, and it was really fun. So there.
Perfect. Well, thanks for taking care of that.
Yeah. Anyway, how's the crew up at Reading?
Everybody is well. We're just doing the typical guidelines of we only have one person besides myself in here at any time for spacing, and so it's not as convenient if people want to get their orders out, but it's working. And then the phone will ring off the hook when there's only one person here. The usual stuff, but yeah, everybody's healthy. We're getting through, and we just have some delays, and we'll just keep pushing forward.
All right, very good, and cool. So you rep a bajillion people. Who just remind us who you rep, and then we can kind of talk about what's new.
If I forget anybody, that's a problem, right?
Oh yeah,
of course.
Not for me.
Yeah, Schoeps, Rycote, Ambient, Voice Technologies, Cable Techniques, Peter Rang, famous Peter Rang, Viviana straps, of course. So is that everybody? I think that's everybody.
Okay, great. I'm going to pop over to the title card and just make sure we didn't miss anybody. Yeah, Ambient, Rycote, Cable Techniques, Peter Rang, Viviana, Schoeps, and Voice Tech. You're good, man. You know your stuff.
All by memory. Who would have thought?
All by memory. All right, so let's take a minute and we'll close our eyes and just imagine that we're in the middle of a very busy trade show and we're washing our hands frantically. What would you be showing us right now?
I'll start at the top. There's a couple things that are going to be introduced for the first time next week at Sound Devices and that Sound Forum. What is it, Sound Summit? Mm-hmm. So Viviana has like a killer new product that is not going to be debuted until that. So I'm going to have to not mention that. I don't have it or have anything to show you on that, but they have a really, really nice production related product for that show, which you guys do well with Viviana. So they got really good ideas, and this is going to be a really good product for everybody in production. So that's coming. Schoeps is they're also going to be part of the Sound Summit now, and they have one new product that they've introduced, which is this right here, which will be out in about a month in production. So it's called the TiMK. It's like a table mount integrated microphone. So either a cardioid or super cardioid Schoeps mic is integrated into it, has a cable that goes out to a standard XLR. And it's meant for the new age, because this video streaming we're doing right now, the podcasting, people doing professional broadcast related things from their home or their small office obviously need to have top quality gear. So Schoeps is just making this so you don't have, mic stands and all kind of things in the way. It's just a real simplistic way to have a Schoeps right in front of you in this exact application that we're doing right now. So it'll be available in a cardioid or super cardioid version, TiMK, either 4 or 41. And the price will be like $21.49, I believe. So information like to you guys, the dealers, will be coming out in the next couple of weeks on that. So really nice, elegant little thing. But they have another little special thing that they're going to unveil at the Sound Summit as well that I won't mention, which is nice.
Oh man, we're gonna have to have you back on after the Sound Summit.
Of course, I got nothing else to do. So. And Ambient has a couple cool things. I don't have it yet because they haven't finished everything yet. Mm-hmm. What they've done is they have a new pole line coming out, and they're going to show this at the Sound Summit as well. So it's basically a kind of a replacement for the QXS series.
Oh,
so what's special about it is they have a new carbon fiber that it'll be the same like kind of format as the 5-section QXS range, which is their light quick pole range, but it'll be as stiff as the QS pole. So you know the super premium QS pole, how stiff that pole is?
The black tip.
Yes.
Yeah.
So these poles will sort of the ENG run and gun poles will be that stiff. And in addition to that, a couple cool features is there'll also be a 6th pole in the range, which will go over 20 feet. So there'll be 6 models from the 550 all the way up.
So there'll be a small compact travelers and then a giant behemoth.
Yeah, because right now the QXS range has 5 models. You know, the 50, the 65, the 80, the 100, and the 1300. And so now there'll be a 1500 or whatever. I'm not exactly sure the model.
And they'll still be able to have the internal cables coiled and straight and mono and stereo.
Cool. But what's great is that they finally have adapted so you don't have to solder the connectors. So you can buy the cable kit after the fact and just take the top and bottom off and slide the cable through.
So it's going to have a removable tip.
Yes, and a base.
And base. And what's the is it still going to be called the QXS, or is there going to be
I have no idea.
Nomenclature?
I have no idea.
Huh.
They didn't tell me that. I was just talking to them this morning about this, and they were kind of doing show and tell. So that's what I know so far. But actually, it sounds amazing because I know they've been working on that. So it's not like a vaporware thing. I mean, this will be ready in about 6 weeks.
Okay.
Like actually sold on there. So so when production gets back up and running at some point.
Got it. I'm just peeking on their website to see if they've leaked anything. I would say no.
No. They probably haven't even taken pictures yet. So.
Oh, well, there is something called the QXS Lite, which I've never heard of that. I've never heard it referred to that before, but that probably is just the same thing.
Yeah, they consider the QP range the standard booms and the QXS the light booms.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Because the actual, I don't know about the new one, but the QXS, the carbon fiber thickness has always been less. That's why there's 5 sections. So.
Got it. Okay, cool.
So that's coming from them. That's going to be a really, really nice product. And they, in addition to that, they have a new UMP coming out. So the phantom power supply, the UMP3 is coming. They're going to show that again next week. And so it's an even more compact format. It's kind of like the size of the new Locket, you know, the new Locket, and it'll run off the NP50.
Got it. Do you have no faith, Nick? I don't understand. Some people are commenting, and actually one of the people commenting was us, so I don't understand why I have no faith, but apparently I have no faith. Don't tell anybody.
Is it Peter?
It might be Peter. It's probably Jared.
Yeah. Jared, yeah.
Anyway, so do you know approximate specs on the UMP3? Because that's been pretty popular with some of the wireless systems that don't have plug-ons or don't have phantom power transmitters.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a picture of it. Like they just sent me. It's got the same. It's got TA3s on it. It has the button that the Locket uses on it. Real simple. 12 volt, 48 volt phantom, and
can you forward that to me, and I'll forward it to, and we'll post it as a comment.
I don't think I'm allowed to. Well, maybe you can.
Come on.
I would have showed you to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you have any sense of how long those batteries are going to last?
No.
No.
But you will next week. They'll announce those specs. They just sent me the picture about an hour ago. So,
cool.
So sorry, I don't have specs. Which I almost didn't want to even mention that because I knew that I'd get questions that I can't answer. So sorry about that.
Yep. So Klaus is watching on Facebook. Or Klaus, sorry.
Klaus.
Hi, Klaus. And anyway, he says it's called the QP Series 5. That's what it's going to be called. And so maybe he'll answer the tech question as well on the UMP.
He can. He knows how to type.
Debate. No, I'm just kidding. Cool. All right. So that's
that's what's going on at Ambient. Yeah, which obviously would have been great to show the polls at NAB, so you can get your people and get their hands on it.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's a brand new carbon fiber that they're using, which is high quality. So
yeah.
Moving on. What else do we have? Voice technologies.
Oh, wait, hold on. Klaus is commenting that apparently it actually merges the QP and the QXS into one range. So it seems like there will be no more QXS.
Yeah.
Wow, crazy. And Viviana says hi to you, Scott.
Daniela.
Yeah. All right, so you were saying VT.
VT, yeah. Two new things. You would have got the email just a couple days ago. We've always had a smartphone lavalier, the 506 mobile. So what we finally did with them is kind of like a little interview kit. So instead of the 506, the VT500, the flat model lavalier, by far is the more popular model here. So right away we did a 500 mobile version. So when you say mobile, it has the molded TRRS connector on it. So what the little kit is you get a matched pair of two VT500 mobile mics, and with the Pro windscreen and the alligator clip. And then you also get this little adapter called the Ia1 Adapter. So what it is because the mics are matched, this takes two, I don't know if you guys can see that, input two of the microphones together into this one adapter, and it's got a headphone out so you can monitor for playback. And so at the same level, so you can actually do an interview with your smartphone or your tablet with these two microphones in this adapter. So the cables are 8 feet. So when you plug in the mics, you end up with this. And for for smartphones that have the TRRS input on them still, you can plug this directly into there. And if not, like an Apple, you just use this little adapter. And so you can do, for mobile journalism and even just kind of, quick interviews for YouTube streaming and stuff like that. Real quick and easy way with a little effort to get really high quality, sound from a video.
And you probably mentioned this, but it's got the headphone jack on it as well, so you can confidence monitor.
Yep, exactly. And it comes in this nice little case, kind of fiber case. And the best thing about it is $299. So one mic alone is nearly $299 value. So it's a really, really massively good deal. So match pair of VT500 mobile lavs, 2 windscreens, 2 clips, the IA2 adapter for combining, all for $299. Available now in stock.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's almost one of those things that everybody kind of should have, just like on the fly. If you need to interview somebody or do something where 2 people need to speak and capture audio quick, you just plug it right in and you go. Which is nice.
Do you know, is there, and this is just a bit of a non sequitur, is there an EMP that works with that 3.5 millimeter TRRS connector?
No.
Klaus, there should be. Just saying.
Well, maybe there is, and they just didn't tell me yet. But as far as I don't know,
Cool.
So if you have like a mobile mic like this, you can just plug it directly into.
Yeah. We've been getting a lot of news people that are buying things wired for wireless systems and then adapting them to EMPs and using power supply. It's been a whole crazy mishigas as we've been as we've been adapting. So that's a nice little kind of on the go type of mobile journalism package. And one thing also too that VT has sort of been concentrating on their website is in the virus age now, about kind of cleaning their mics. Their mics can take a beating. So as far as disinfecting them is not a problem, especially the waterproof versions. So what they're sort of kind of recommending is if you have to put a lav on somebody, they have these little foam windscreens that are really cheap. I don't know if they're $5 or something like that. It's little standard windscreens. Just use those and then just throw them away at the end. So I think
a lot of people are just holding the boom away from people now. That's kind of the typical thing. But if you have to lav somebody, it's a way to do it. Mm-hmm. Are you reading comments?
I am. Yeah. So, and in terms of, that's a great question or a great thing to talk about with VT, especially, you know, so if you need to clean the mic, what's their kind of recommended thing besides throwing away the windscreen from the head?
Just like a typical like alcohol disinfectant. That's 70 or more. They actually, on their YouTube channel, Michelle from VT gives a demonstration of disinfecting their mics right now. So if you go to the VT channel, he actually demonstrates that. So, but typical disinfectant, like I say, the cable and the head can take it. And again, if you have the waterproof versions, which a lot of people do, those can take a real beating with that.
Right, there's that like super extreme waterproof version, which they used for that weird Ninja Warrior show.
Yeah. There's the water version, then the water adventure, which has the acid-proof, tear-proof cable, and then the extreme, which has the super waterproofing, which is 24 hours straight underwater at 1 meter, and has the acid tear-proof cable as well. So a lot of options.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So that's for that. And another thing that I find interesting that I wanted to show, this has actually been out a little bit, is the new 600D earphone. So what's special about this? It has the typical, you know, coil tube and earpiece, but it has a quick disconnect for the tube. So what's interesting about that is, you know, you can have talent just keep this, you know, for hygienic reasons. And now, of course, more than ever, they can just keep this and you can buy replacements for this. And also, too, if this has to be sort of put into wardrobe, you can easily just keep that. And then just each person that's using it can disconnect quick like that. So it's the 600D. So.
And does that use a transducer or that doesn't look like your kind of typical coiled or clear cable?
This is a typical coil tube that's on on all of their earphones that have it. This is the little 2-prong disconnect, and the driver is in here.
Got it. Okay.
So 500 ohm driver in here, and it has the TRS connector. There you go.
Yeah, it's much smaller than some of the older ones that have this big honking circle on it.
Yeah, the 610, they actually have the 610 series that has that big round driver. It's cheaper. I think they're $79 or something like that. But this is the premium one. It's a really nice sounding driver.
Yeah.
So the disconnect just makes things easier, either for wardrobe or for hygienic reasons and typical common new reasons why we'd want to have something like this be owned by people. So
yeah.
And these are $220 a piece for that. And it comes with, you know, a few different earpieces and the really cool VT outer box. So,
which I assume the OtterBox is also washable.
Yeah, it's waterproof too.
There you go.
I guess if you want to wash it, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So that's kind of new for VT. The mobile interview kit. VT500 mobile kit and the 600D, which are both, again, they're available now in stock. So again, Viviana, I'm going to wait for Daniela to do his thing next week on that, which would have been fun to talk about. And then lastly, I have some new Cable Techniques stuff to show.
Oh, cool.
So go ahead.
And this is your brand, isn't it? Like this is something
Correct.
you came up with in-house.
Yeah, it's our house brand. So it's sort of a hobby, fun kind of thing that really took off, and it's doing well, and we enjoy it. I do, especially. So we're just trying to expand it, you know, where there's a lot kind of going on in the range now with different connectors and options and cables, of course. So one thing that we always intended to do, just, you know, sometimes things get delayed, was the first thing is this is our standard cap that we've had, which goes into our connector and takes up to a 3.4 millimeter diameter cable. So for production, where you're going to put sound devices, there's XCOM recorders, and you're going to build a bag on that. Very common that you're going to want to use a thin cable. But we've had a lot of interest from different areas for audio that want to use larger diameter cables. Mogami cable and things like that. So now we have built a larger cap. So the larger cap outlet will take, it's funny, I gotta do this so you can see the difference. So the larger cap will take from 3.8 to 6 millimeter diameter. Somebody sending pictures or something.
Yeah, Danielle is causing trouble.
Oh, of course, good.
Yeah.
Of course he is. And so for people who want to use like Mogami 2893 quad cable or 2549 mic cable, this new cap will allow them to do that, which I think we've had a lot of inquiries, people wanting large that. So that's available now. The new the new Cable Tech price list will be out in the next coming weeks. That'll have all the SKUs and pricing on all this newer stuff. And we'll have a whole range of cable using these larger caps with Mogami cable. And people want L46S or some of the Leone cable for Mike's cable. And
with that, and let me just ask, are you going to maintain the older cap as well for the thinner cable, or so it'll be two
absolutely
different caps.
Yeah, I want to make it as confusing as possible, so there'll be like 5 million SKUs now.
I love it.
Yeah, why not? And all the different all 10 colors. So the standard cap and the regular cap for that. And then in addition, our first, let's say, actual shell, if I know you've used these, where we use set screws to hold these molded caps into place for that. So our initial one, we had the set screws at 0, or let's say 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So the cables came out the side and you had a range of motion for it. So now we additionally have a new shell, which has the taps on at 3 and 9. So what that allows for is a lot of mic cable stuff where you don't want it to come out sort of the side, especially if you have a fixed microphone, like on your Shure right here, if you didn't want the cable to come out the side, if it was sort of even though it has a built-in cable, but if you place this in the back of an XLR of a mic like that, maybe you don't want it to come out the side. So that's one purpose. But also too, it's very convenient when you have, like, how sound devices, their XLRs are never the same orientation from series to series. So like 6 series is different than 8 series. So if you have cable assemblies and you want to build a new bag on that, you got to kind of change everything if you have low pro stuff. So what this does is allows you, so if you had a recorder like this and your cable was coming out this way, and on this guy, they have XLRs on both sides. So if you needed to change from a different recorder to that, I can just flip it, and let's assume. So now it would be in the wrong direction if I undid the set screws. Now, without taking the cap off and flipping everything around, I can easily just flip this right on because you can flip it anyway, but it's just to actually just loosen the screws and then just spin it to where you need it to go. So now it just makes things more convenient. And again, this doesn't replace, because there's a purpose for both orientation. So this
another
5 million SKUs. Yeah, I think maybe 250 new SKUs for that.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm kidding, but I'm
but
not
maybe
really sure.
not.
And yeah, so it's and again for mic cables and things like that, it makes sense to have this new orientation, but it's very convenient for the side panels. So honestly, if anybody gets either of the model connectors, this one will be called the variant V. And either one you can use on recorder side panels. Either one will be able to get the angle that you need to do the side. So, and of course, there's specific reasons why you'd use one or the other, and that. So figure you'll have the standard connectors, male and female, with the old cap, and now the variant with the old cap, and then large cap version. So that's quite a few.
Cool. Wow. All right.
Yeah. And I think that's all I really have to show.
Okay, super. So just while we're sitting here chatting and the internet catches up with our live conversation, just want to put out there that if you do have any comments or questions, please leave them in the feed, and I will relay them to Scott, and Scott will answer or avoid them as he sees fit.
I never noticed the you have the palm trees blowing on your logo in the back.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Great.
Let's see if I can show that to people in the background. Yeah, Peter set this up, so that's pretty exciting. So the what is it? So what Daniele said was that the Beetle is coming. It's going to sound.
He couldn't resist. He couldn't resist.
So you're going to tell us about it now?
No, I'm not going to. I'm not saying nothing.
Got nothing. All right.
You can't. But I think that the name alone maybe gives you an idea of what he has in store.
Yeah, it's a gross, disgusting bug. At least it's not called the cockroach.
That's next. How did you guess?
That's next, exactly. So let me just do a quick recap of what we talked about. So we talked about Schoeps' new table stand, the TiMK, right?
Yep, cardioid or supercardioid version.
Cardioid. Oh, so it's not changeable, not capsule system.
No, fixed.
Fixed. Got it. Ambient's new QP Series 5.
Yep.
The UMP3 by Ambient.
Yes.
Right. Let's see. And then a lot of VT stuff, the new interview kit with the two 500 lavs and the adapter to go into a smartphone.
Correct.
And then we talked about VT waterproof and cleaning and that the new earpiece, the 600D.
Correct.
Right? Cool. We did it.
Yes.
And of course the Beetle.
And the connectors.
And the connect. Oh yeah, and the Cable Technique connectors with all the million billion SKUs, which I can tell.
Million billion SKUs, but which I didn't. I just want to show you the side by side what's important. Make sure about the connectors. I mean, even though we open the outlets, the connectors aren't that much. It's only made 2 millimeters higher. That from the actual size of the cap, so you're not adding like a significant amount of depth to your bag if you wanted to use these.
Right, but you can use the thick cables if you want to.
If you want to, yeah.
Yep, yeah. I know that's some.
Going for ultimate versatility.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So, Scotty, what have you been doing for food while you've been in this whole quarantine situation?
You ever hear of Schwann's?
No. What Schwann's?
It's actually really good. It's food that it's like frozen food, but not, it's like high quality. So it's vegetables.
Oh, yeah. But it's TV dinners, basically.
No, it's not pre-cooked. No? Everything is raw. No, you just kind of like get a bag of broccoli frozen, flash frozen. They have chicken and fish and shrimp and things like that. So we do a little bit of that. We do harvest bowls. Ever hear of Daily Harvest?
Yeah.
Like vegetable bowls. We do that. We've only gotten takeout maybe like 3 times in the last month. Yeah. Which is brutal. Like Thai food is really good for that, and a pizza, but. Yeah, it's we don't like to cook, so it's kind of a problem. But we're surviving, but it's terrible.
Yeah.
What are you eating? You must be asking this question to everybody.
I am. Nobody's asked me back, which I think is pretty interesting until now. I can tell you really care.
Do I?
I don't know. I've been cooking a lot, and I'm so tired of it. Just so much. I'm just sick of my own cooking, so I'm trying different things. And
if you just go on the kombucha diet, you'll be good, right?
Yeah, the 9-year-old would be really upset with that. He likes to actually eat, so however.
Yeah, it's got to get used to it, though, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you got to get used to it sometime. All right. Well, listen, Scotty, I think we'll wrap it up. But it's fantastic to see you, and. And hear your voice, and looking forward to the time when we can see you in person.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah,
2021 maybe.
20, 30, 21. One of those times for sure.
Yeah, and if anybody, of course, has specific questions about any of this stuff, let us know. You can email us. And, one thing that we did forget was. That might be interesting to people is people asking about repairs. So Schoeps and Ambient especially. Ambient is pretty easy. If we give you an RA, we'll get it. Ambient will turn around. Schoeps, on the other hand, is a little more complicated because normally we do things in batches. So we get 25 mics and we ship it over to them, and we can keep the cost way down on like the shipping and expenses and fees and stuff. But right now we don't have a lot of stuff coming in. So if we ship it alone for you, you're going to get murdered in shipping and fees and stuff like that. So so if you do need it, Schoeps is repairing. There is somebody working there repairing stuff. So you know, you contact us and we can kind of give you details on your options of the kind of the cheapest way, which will be the very long way through us right now because we don't have a lot of stuff coming in, or a fastest way, which would be directly going to Schoeps to do that, to get your repair done. So, but they are, I mean, some people are not working right now, so it's a good time to get your mic cleaned and sort of up to spec. So, so they are doing that.
Got it. Okay. Well, makes sense. Perfecto, man. Well, listen, we will see you when we see you. I guess we'll touch base after the Sound Summit, and you can tell me more about you know, the Beetle and maybe have some ambient products to show, or pictures and details. That would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully I'll actually have the ambient poles here, but I think it's going to be a good like 6 weeks or something like that. But they'll be available. Of course, you'll be the first to know.
Great. We appreciate it. And yeah, we can do a whole thing. If we get it in-house, we can put it through its paces and, you know, do side-by-sides with some of the older ones. Make it cool.
Yeah. Sounds great.
All right. Awesome. Scotty, thank you. Be safe. All our best to the Redding family and all your friends and family as well.
You as well. And,
all right.
Enjoy.
Cool,
all
man.
Right. See you soon.
Right. See you soon.
Bye.
All right. So thank you very much for watching. If you want to watch this video and more of our other videos, you can go to gothamsound.tv. If you want to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, you will get all the latest news. And you can send any ideas or questions to info@gothamsound.com. Thank you very much for watching.